Well, hey folks, Species7 here, welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to my Let's Play on Farm Sim. We are, of course, on the Thuringer Oberland map. And as I said last time, we need to, why are my cows facing the same direction? Look, it's a magic trick. Yeah, I've noticed there's, I guess it's to help the game load easier or whatever it is, but if you're a certain distance away, you'll notice all your animals freeze up. I noticed it yesterday on the multiplayer map, actually. I was doing a field and I looked over and both my sheep and my cows both had static cow disease. And I thought, well, gee, this ain't FS17. But that wasn't actually the issue. I think it's, like I said, just a thing they do to allow for easier loading. Now, this strikes me as a little odd. I was under the impression that oilseed radish, that you wouldn't end up with, well, weeds. But that doesn't seem to be the state, does it? As we're obviously absolutely flourishing. Yeah, I'm starting to question whether oilseed radish is any use to us at all, to be honest with you. It's almost as useful as the weeder. You've got that 9-second period between when it's right to use it and when it's just too late. Alright, maybe not that bad, but I'll tell you, it feels close sometimes. I actually did on the multiplayer server get rid of my sprayer because I was switching over to root crop, and the planter I have uses solid ferts. So, where did I leave that? Ah, there it is. So I sold the sprayer. And I went into town because the one field was on first stage of growth and had weeds. I kid you not. I got back from town, set the weeder up at the end of the field. Yeah, wouldn't work. It had passed the stage where it would work. So yeah, I drove it back to the shop and got rid of it. Oh, man. This couldn't be more awkward, could it? Alright, there we go. At least we didn't knock her off the trailer, thankfully. Alright. So yeah, I drove the weeder back, got rid of it, and picked my sprayer back up. Not that I was able to use it, I ended up having to just simply harvest. Man, this is just such a bad area to try and do anything. There's so much crud in the way everywhere. I don't know that I can find a space where I can turn this to an angle to make it of any use to me. Of course, I could park the trailer anywhere, and it turns out it's going to be one of the only spots. Oh, I can't turn around in there anyway. But either way, let's get this a little further up, shall we? There we go. That should be better. Okay. I might be able to get the harvester around that. Let's have a look here, shall we? Gotta keep in mind too, though, the harvester does have crop destroying wheels on it, so We don't want to roll it over either of those fields without a header in front of it, that's for sure. There we go. Okay. For the most part, we have success. Alright. Well. We'll enable a swath. A swath? A straw swath. Good heavens. Yes, let's enable a swath. That's a fancy farming technical term. I didn't mean to throw that out there at you guys. I know it was confusing. What the heck? Not exactly the most careful with the cedar by the looks of things. Ah well, we won't get as primo a crop perhaps as we would had we been able to get at the weeds while they were still wee young things, but we'll get through this. We will. There's so much, look at this, everywhere. Just little bits off the side of the field. I don't know how you would even manage that with the cedar. This must be right from how it was painted on the map, I guess. Ooh, starting to struggle. We got a hill. Not slowing down, but you really hear the change of pitch in the motor. There we go. So I was looking at Steam this morning, and came to a realization about YouTube. You know, I mean, YouTube is basically, let's face it, if you're a content creator, YouTube is basically a popularity contest. You know, I mean, no matter how you look at it, it is. The more popular you are, the better, further ahead you get. Well, I was looking at Steam today, and you know they have the one section on the storefront, which, you know, where it's recommended curators. Right, now these are people that are supposedly doing reviews of games and stuff, and if you, I don't know, like their opinions, approve of what they say, whatever, you can add them to your list of curators, and you can see what games they recommend. You know, in case you just absolutely don't have a brain of your own. But I'm looking at one today. It was the first one in my list, and it was a fella named the Batman. Okay? Yeah, I know, original as heck, innit? But, and if you're the Batman, what is going on here? I'm not actually picking up any crops. What the heck is going on? Why am I suddenly not picking up any? It says it's ready to harvest. What the heck is going on? I haven't been picking up crops for half this bleeding field. All I've been doing is destroying them, unfortunately. Oh, great. Oh, yeah. And we're completely stuck now. Oh, there we go. What the heck? Now it's cutting them again. What is going on here? Why would it just suddenly stop cutting crops and allow me to ruin? Oh, there it's doing it again. What is going on? Okay. That is just strange. Yeah. See what I mean? I've completely ruined this outside row of crop. Wow. Anyway, so yeah, there's this curator named the Batman. Alright. And I look and I think the first game was Kenshi. Interesting looking game. His review, because I am the Batman. Okay. I look at the next game up. It was, I don't remember, something that I actually have in my library. His review, I am the Batman. Oh, sorry, because I am the Batman. This guy has 6,800 followers. Every single review says exactly the same thing. Because I am the Batman. Now, are there really 7,000 people that think that just simply writing that as a description of every game is at all useful as a curator? I don't know. But it explains to me why I haven't done well on YouTube, because I have apparently no concept of what's actually popular. You know, apparently. Because if that's what passes for popular these days, see, I would have never thought of that. You know, just writing the same. And how do you actually become a Steam curator if that's your attitude towards the games that you're going to review? You know, just weird. But, like I said, that's, I guarantee you, a bigger following than I would have. Alright. Let's see here. Are you gonna work? Alright. See, now all of a sudden I haven't changed anything. There we go. Yeah, I don't know what that was all about, but way to wreck a bunch of my crops, man. I didn't raise the head, I didn't do any of that. It just all of a sudden stopped cutting. Oh well, I guess I won't be doing the exclusive in the cockpit view. I suppose I could just stare at the grain counter the whole time. Well, that was an odd bit of shenanigans. I'm glad it started working again, because, well, at that point it would have been pretty much, well, looks like we're looking for a new map, folks, you know? Because, yeah, if the fields aren't working, then the map is not working. But it appears they only did that to mess with me, so not surprised. So yeah, that was an interesting little lesson from Steam this morning. But just thought I would pass that along. I don't know how many games the guy reviewed. It was quite a list, you know, but I mean, I personally would have slammed a report button, not a follow button, you know? But that's just me. This is a, wow, reasonably chunky field, this one. It's going to take us a good long while, isn't it? This is no slouch of a combine. She's a fair size. Obviously, we've got bigger, but, I mean, A, how would I ever get a bigger header in here? Well, at least it's actually functioning now. That was just nasty. Just nasty. And, of course, I went around the field the wrong way, so we're going to have the pipes sticking to the inside when we do finally get full. Although, I might actually complete a row. Which is really sad in its own way, of course, because that's a lot of crop to only produce, well, 8,000 liters so far. So far, One nice thing, as hilly and rolly as this is, when we go to bale all that straw, at least we'll be using the square baler. So we know where the bale falls is where the bale stays. I won't be picking them up in another county somewhere. Ooh. I see my buddy Driz has got his VR stuff wired up and he's in there doing some racing. I hope you're posting that to the YouTubes there, buddy. We're almost there. Almost. Am I actually going to make it to the edge of the row? I think we are by WCS indeed. So, how about... There we go. Let's go grab our trailer. I'm not going to bother spraying for weeds in our oilseed field, of course, because that's just going to get plowed under anyway. And since the whole idea is that plowing under is supposed to enrich the soil, well, I have news for you. Soil doesn't care if it's weeds or oilseed radish. Once you grind organic mass into it, it breaks it down into a substance called humus, from which it eventually breaks it further into humic and fulvic acids. And those are generally what gives you very, very healthy soil, is a proper balance of humics and fulvics. In fact, the company that I worked for, we pretty much saved one of Mexico's biggest exports, tomatoes, as they were having issues with the tomato fields all starting to produce less and less and less and less. Now, as such a major export, these things have been worked pretty much to death. And that was the issue. All of the humics and fulvics had been pretty much cleared out of the soil. And we found an inexpensive way to provide them with 45-gallon drums. Now, this is a nutrient company that usually your big container is, 20 liters. Yeah, so we were doing 45-gallon drums of this for the Mexican government. And, yeah, they simply needed to spray this fulvic humic mix onto their fields and give her a little cultivate, and in goes the crops. And the stuff is, unlike lime in this game, you can actually spray that on top of a crop without hurting it. So yeah, and the very next season yields started going up, and they continued to go up from that point on. So yeah, just a interesting little thing. So there you are. As I say, your weeds are just as worthy of being plowed in as some fancy thing that you planted there. Well, hopefully that's not going to happen again. Hopefully. I have to just keep an eye on the counter, and if she stops a counting, we stop some moving. Indeed. Yeah, I can see this one's going to take me a little while to get the harvesting. Be almost worth dragging that big windrower through here. Less rotations of the baler, but I don't know. We'll see. Are we still counting? Yep. Good. So we get one full rotation of the field, eh? Well, I don't know, actually. I would think we destroyed probably a good third, if not closer to a half, of all of the crop in the row that we went over. So, yeah. Alright, we're still counting. Not good. Not good at all. No idea what happened. Now, I would expect something like that if there was perhaps a very, very sharp ridge at the edge of the field. You know, where you'd hang up one edge of your header on it and the rest of the header basically doesn't touch the ground. I've done that with more than enough implements in this game. Just because there's no flex to them. Right? And I'm sure with, you know, I look at the center bar on that header and I'm thinking, yeah, that'll flex. Yeah, I don't think so. Look at that thing. That's like a 4-inch piece of tube steel. Yeah, you try bending that. I think if it was 90 feet long and you held it by one end, it still wouldn't flex. So, but I don't see any such obstacle, or whatever you'd like to call it, at the edge of this field, so that wasn't the issue. Yep, don't know. Just don't know. A bit of weirdness. Maybe the game engine was looking the other way for a moment and missed the fact of what I was doing. I don't know. But at least she's behaving now. So we'll have to see. I don't think I'll get anywhere close to a full... Well, maybe. Again, this is a reduced radius because we're one row in, so I might still get a full circle. And at least we're facing the right way. I can just pull the tractor up beside us and unload properly. Yeah, you'd think considering it's cupping the big white display is counts the numbers as well. And nice to see, although I think it says we're harvesting beans, but nice to see that something on those displays is functional. Otherwise, they just tend to be sort of obnoxious window blocks, you know. Not allowing, and some of them, they block some reasonably important viewpoints, you know, like where the edge of your header is, or, you know, things like that. We're still counting, so she's still working. Man, that was just abnormal as heck. Indeed. Excuse me. Delirious up playing the Farming Sim. I believe he's also doing this map as a single player. And hopefully he doesn't run into any issue like that. And I have a fair few hours in FS19 now. And, well, I have so far been on, let me think here. I've got 11 map reviews. I did 2 maps I didn't review. And 3... Alright, so 14 or 15 different maps. I've never encountered a glitch like that. Mind you, I haven't harvested fields on all those maps either, but... Huh. Oh well. It seems to have de-glitchified itself at any rate. I don't know why. Unless, of course, it's, you know, because I am the Batman. But, yeah, I just, I don't know. Alright, so here's our one circle around. And yeah, we're about as full as we were on the other one. So again, considering the diminishing radius of this particular circle, yeah, we lost a fair chunk of crop by driving over it. Ugh. And I know I can blame the game glitch, but the point of it is, yeah, there's lots of numbers telling me I'm not sucking crop, whether I'm in cab or out. So I should have noticed. Okay, we're almost to the end here. Let's slow her down. Good. And pipe out. There's our pipe. Lovely. Let's yog down the hill. Whee! That pretty much half fills this, doesn't it? 21,000 liter trailer, and we've got two 10,000 liter dumps. Yep, we're not going to get a whole lot of fill-ups on these. Can probably be due with a larger trailer. But I think what I'll do is when it comes time for us to actually go and sell these, that we'll deal with a larger trailer then. And we're done. Okay, pipes in. Are we cutting? We're cutting. We got one of those beehive wagons tucked away in the bush up by that train station. Just noticed it there. With its variants of colored bee boxes. Very nice. So I received the power supply for my new computer a couple of days ago, and I must say, I'm quite impressed. Now, I bought one from Thermaltake. They're perhaps not the most stellar reputation. Like, they don't have a bad reputation, they just don't, you know, come up there as often as some, shall we say, when it comes to, oh, wow, great, amazing power supplies. But I've always found them to be insanely reliable, cheap in a real Canadian appealing way, and never had issues. I've been running them since I first got into computers. But what an amazing difference between ordering a base product and a slightly higher tier one. Wow. You know, the computer I'm currently running, I did replace the power supply in it just after I got it, because it had, I don't know, some basically no-name Chinese power supply, and when I looked it up, it had a reputation that just was scary. Like, I don't know why they put those things into machines. Mind you, there's a few decisions now that I know this machine better that I go, really? You know, and you're a major computer building company. You know, all of the big all of the big outlets use them. But, yeah, I replaced it with a Thermaltake power supply. Now, because my 1050 Ti doesn't even require a separate power plug, it is stupidly efficient on power. Like, absolutely stupidly efficient on power. So I bought a 460 watt, 80 plus white grade. And it's working quite well. However, now that I'm actually moving up to a board that's going to require more power, and possibly even an overclock here or there, I wanted, you know, a little bit of headroom. So I ordered a 750 watt modular. I've also never had a modular power supply. Last time I built a computer, they didn't exist. You know, it's quite amazing. You know, the old one came in a box that was big enough that they managed to crush the cables as tightly together as they could and fit it in. You know, this one comes in this huge, generous, extra-sized box. The cables are in their own vinyl bag that is shaped to the the right size to hold each of them, etc. It's just an incredible difference in the way the product is presented to you. You know, yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's like suddenly moving up from economy class to executive class or something, and wondering why the stewardess keeps coming around to ask if things are okay. It's yeah, but a nice experience. So I am looking forward to that. All right, we're still making numbers. Jeez. Hmm. But I see we're also making our way toward the end of the episode here. So hopefully I will in fact be able to get the rest of this done without any more of that particular type of glitch. So here's to hoping. But if you guys enjoyed the episode, well, you know what to do. Please feel free to kick that like button really good and hard. It doesn't take that much effort, believe me. I've done it on lots of videos. And leave comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've had that particular encounter with your harvesting machines before. And, well, let me know what you think of Because I Am Batman. Take care of each other, folks. Ciao for now.